Good morning, folks. It is 10:30 in the morning, and it has been a while since I made a video. I have been going through some stuff. I know my last video was borderline a crash out, and I feel like that's very, what do you call it? Indicative of what I've been going through since that last video. I have been really just not fitting into my own world. I feel more foreign in my own world every day. I don't know. When growing up, I used to be spoiled, I realized, with just opportunities with people, opportunities with women, opportunities with activities, opportunities to do things that I find interesting, that I actually was ignorant enough, and I don't say ignorant just in the negative context, ignorant by definition of the dictionary, ignorant enough to enjoy. And now, especially in these last couple months since I made that video, I've just become so much more acutely aware of the things I don't like that are going on currently. The things that I have to be involved in that I don't really care for. The last video I made, I was really upset at work because of a situation happened with a hand sanitizer. They don't want to catch the hantavirus, right? Where something happened with a coworker, they did something that really bothered me, and I was aware that I couldn't really express myself the way I wanted to about it, and I was upset about how people in power pretty much, can dictate your level of happiness and comfort in a certain situation. There's not too much you can do about it. Lately, there's been more of that. Stuff at work, things I don't agree with happening that I can't really do anything about. So on and so forth. What else goes on at work? That's what happens. This is what we do at work. But it could be worse. I don't want to just dog my job. It could be worse. The thing that's really been getting me, though, is just the social breakdown. I feel like it's not just me. Not even just on the internet, a bunch of people complaining. I mean, in general, there's a social breakdown happening that has become very evident in the people around me, in my life, where people just can't do people no more. It seems like people they're just this force that has come over these last years with social media and stuff that just removed some bridge that used to exist between people. And I know people have always been two-timers, people have always been liars, cheaters, manipulators, people have always been not texting back, people have always been flaking on dates. But I mean, I think a lot of people feel like we've been stripped of something through this social media generation and the things that have become prevalent in it. We've been stripped of something that makes it hard to do anything with anyone else, or even expect to do anything with anyone else. And it makes you just default to self-reliance, and maybe even to a fault, because self-reliance isn't a bad thing, but it can get to a point where it starts to feel lonely, starts to feel like you're not necessarily 100% doing it by choice, and you're doing it out of some fear, some survival dynamic. And I've been really dealing with this. I've been having real issues these last couple months socially, and I don't know anybody who, at least I can't speak for anybody else. I know a lot of people who've been feeling the same way. That's been a big dynamic of these last couple months. Dating has continued to be kind of a mess. I'm just not that guy, and that's okay. I'm not that guy to a lot of people, let's put it that way. I have, I guess, what one might call some kind of options in a kind of way. But it's to take on those options, at least for the most part, I would be doing myself a major disservice, I think, because these things aren't they wouldn't feel good to me, given how these people might be, who these people might be, where these people might be. I don't necessarily want to take these things on. I know some people don't want to hear anybody complain about dating. One, if they have any options at all, and two, if they are not settling for anything, because some people can't get anything, so they're like, listen, if you can get anything in the world, anything, I don't want to hear it. And I understand why some people might feel that way, but I'm really in a quality over quantity position in my life right now. And I don't mean quality as in quality of people. I mean quality as in being an asset to my specific brand of life and what I got going on and where I'm going. If you're not quality, higher quality, the quality I'm looking for as it pertains to that, then it won't work out. And I've been running into that. It almost seems like a cruel joke sometimes, where I meet a girl that fits my aesthetic that I'm going for, or just my personality. It just fits. There's always something. There's always something to sweeten the deal and make it just unpalatable for me. Yeah, this girl on an aesthetic level, on a physique level, all this good stuff, looks wise, looks really nice. But she is just like a negative cloud. She's just a ball of dysfunction. And it's like, oh my God, like I can't subject myself to that. Because deep down, I can become a ball of dysfunction, and I'm working my way out of it day by day. And I don't want nobody around that's gonna like be a representative of the thing I don't like in myself. If I'm trying to get away from that in me, why would I then go bring on someone into my life in a close capacity that's going to exemplify what I don't like in myself and just be that near me, around me, when I'm trying to get away from it in myself? That doesn't make sense. Oh, this person is what I like to become. I respect this person, I like this person, but their hygiene isn't the best. And I have to talk to this person about hygiene. There's another person. This person Their hygiene's usually good. They usually smell really good. Dress really nicely. They're not the most attractive person I might be able to get with, but they are alright-ish. And beggars can't be choosers, I guess. But they are in an open relationship. And I don't want to deal with that. Like, and so on and so forth. And then, you always got to season it with the cherry on top is always there's always some unattainable girl that checks all the boxes, but she doesn't like you back. You always got to throw that in there and sweeten the deal. And that's dating. That's dating for me. I can't get too into detail with those things, but if you know, you know. That's dating. It's just a mess. It seems like it doesn't feel real. Like, even when I've gone on a couple dates, it almost seems like one of them, I don't want to throw her under the bus. I just think that she, I wasn't something. I wasn't some cup of tea that she might have been looking for. It might do with the fact that I don't drink, and I feel like the date got weird after I told her I don't drink. I didn't come at her for drinking. I bought her drink. I don't know. The energy kind of felt different after she started talking about it. After they brought drinks to the table and I had my little 0 proof wine, and I don't think that's why. It might have been like see, on one hand, I want to put myself down and say it might be a looks thing, but all my pictures on these dating apps are not edited. They're not professional. They're taken on my phone. It's usually me just setting up my phone somewhere, taking a selfie. Nothing crazy. It looks like me. So yeah, I know I'm not the most handsome dude in the world, but the pictures that you see that got you on the date are me. They look like how I look in the camera right now. I mean, my eyes are a little weird because it is early. 10:30 is early for me. I don't get out of bed until like 10. I go to sleep at like 3. But anyway, on non-work days. I had to be at work at 8 yesterday. But anyway, yeah, that I don't really know what that was. Maybe some other person came into the picture. It is what it is. Dating it just seems like a mess. And I think that's something a lot of people can agree on for one reason or another. Especially if you're not like a top 10% dude. But the top 10% dudes I know, their issue goes back to that quality over quantity thing. So they're not even experiencing this great world that a lot of unattractive or less than hyper attractive men or women experience. Because then, would think that those people are experiencing. It's not as glamorous on the other side as a lot of people like us tend to think that it might be. Because you got a lot of people that like you, but then your issue shifts from, initially your issue shifts from, okay, I need to be better, like I guess how we tend to feel. It shifts from I need to be better to, oh my God, all these people liking me, nobody's good, like it's that quality issue. Like, all these people like me, but they're all unbearable human beings. And I'm not about to just pick somebody. So people end up just running through them. And I feel like to an extent, that's where we all end up, in a sense. Running through or getting ran through, however you want to look at it. We all end up in that situation because it's just easier, I guess, to just get your rocks off, move forward. It's easier that way. It seems. It's easier that way. Whether you are on one end of the spectrum or not, it seems like just running through is the way to go. Because if you're on the less attractive, less, sought after end of the spectrum, then you really just get what you can get, and you don't try to advocate for too much else because you don't want to rock the boat too much, and because you're just trying to milk the situation for all you can because you know that person will be gone pretty soon. Subconsciously, you know that. So you don't want to rock the boat, and you're just happy to be doing what you're doing, getting something. And then if you're on the really attractive end of the spectrum, choice paralysis and the feeling that once you get with this person, that you might be so attractive and such a good, candidate to be in a relationship with, it might draw this person's insecurities out, and then they're going to sabotage the relationship for themselves when you might have had all good intentions. See, it's so everybody just ends up running through each other, and then there's so much other stuff at play, so much social media pandering and all this different types of stuff that goes into these things, and we're all suffering, man. And I feel like it's just gonna get worse and worse and worse because people are just not going. If that makes any sense, hopefully you'll get what I mean by that. People are not letting up with their mentalities as it pertains to this social media crisis and these things that are drawing us apart. People are not letting up. People are not letting it go. They are just saying screw it. A lot of people lost hope. A lot of people lost hope and they didn't even notice that they've lost hope. They just feel like, well, this is what's going on around me, so I'm gonna get with it or get lost. They don't realize that that's an effort in sacrificing future generations, like to a high level. That's exactly what that is, and it's so unfortunate that that's what's going on and that's where we are. It's terrible. It really is terrible. And I've been really just stuck in that world, man. Well, not stuck in. I've been stuck in it. I've been thinking about dating way too much lately. It's because I've been feeling this certain level of loneliness, man. This detachment from not only people but reality, bro. Like, I don't feel like I fit into. I've said this before in other videos. I don't feel like I fit into this reality. Like, I don't feel like I'm here. I don't feel like I should be here. I don't feel like I'm supposed to be here. I feel like something's wrong. Something's not right. And I'm here. Everything was all right. Well, I'm not going to say everything was all right. Everything seemed like it made sense in life. Leading up to, and I hate to be one of those people, leading up to like 2020, everything seemed like it made sense. Like everything kind of just, the way life goes, it just bridges one thing, leads to another thing, leads to another thing, leads to another thing. It just all made sense. And maybe that's because school was giving my life a certain amount of structure. But even following school, I still had my friend group, had jobs. One job led to it just, up until 2020, I felt like I understood. For better or for worse, if stuff went left or stuff went right, I could sit down after the fact and be like, I get it. I understand what happened. I know what happened there. I could take that. Whatever. It made sense in my mind. And now I feel so weird all the time. I cannot express that enough. I feel so weird all the time. I feel so misplaced all the time. Like, especially these last couple months. And that's why I haven't been able to make a video. I made videos, but I just didn't post them because I just felt like I don't feel it. Like I don't feel accounted for. I don't feel looked for. I don't feel like nobody wants to hear what I gotta say. And it has nothing to do with the numbers and nothing like that. Not even like I don't feel like nobody cares what I have to say, because that's not what I'm doing this for. I felt like I don't have no place in anything. So I just, instead of making videos and trying to, help somebody else out there relate, which is, not help them relate, but talk to somebody that might relate and let them know they're not alone. Instead of doing that, I just kind of just started to feel more like, you know what, man, I'm so beat up. I'm so just not with this life thing. I'm gonna just fall back. I don't have the energy. That's kind of where I was at. That's kind of how I was feeling. I just feel like, man, it's tough out here. It's tough out here. It's tougher than people are saying it is, and a lot of people are saying it's tough. It's tough, man. It's tough. Every day is tough. And I'm having more and more friends come to me throughout the days, just letting me know, like basically breaking, just kind of being like, you know what, bro, I'm tired. And I'll be like, not like excited, but I'll be like, you, Mr. Optimism, Miss Optimism, and they'll just be like, man, that's an act, bro. That's an act. I literally don't be wanting to wake up. I don't be, and these are people who at job and at work and stuff, they're, you know, a part of the, at least I thought, we're not a part of the in crowd, but, you know, they're doing all right, I thought. They're vibing. They have a place at the job. People talk about them when they're not around in a positive light. People like them. People like working with them. People say good things. But they talk to me and they're just like, man, I don't feel it. I don't care for it. I don't feel it. I'm not there. And I'll be like, damn, like, you know, you think a person, quote unquote, has it all, and everybody just, a lot of people are just in the same boat, man, just feeling like crap a lot of the time. So that's just where I've been these last couple months. I don't have any wild updates. I mean, I am going home to visit my family in about, 2 weeks from now? Gosh, time flies. Like 2 weeks from now, I am going to go home, visit my family in Philadelphia. And I am nervous about that because deep down, and I hate to admit this, but deep down I really want them to be something that they might not end up being once I arrive. I really want to go there, and I know you can't put this much faith in anyone else, but subconsciously, I can't help but deeply want them to make me feel like I belong somewhere. Make me feel like, you know, that family feeling that a lot of us didn't get, that we were supposed to get. That they say, you know, is how your family's supposed to make you feel. That feeling of, well, if the world doesn't accept you, we got you. You know you got us, and we gonna figure it out together. We're a family. That's what we do. I didn't feel like that a lot growing up with my family. I didn't. They didn't make me feel that way. It was a lot of conversation surrounding how different I was and how weird I was. They really messed me up with that. They really did me a disservice with that type of stuff. And they don't even know, because I anytime I've ever tried to break it down to them, it's usually because I was drunk, because normally, under normal circumstances, I'm not about to, like, even try to even bridge that conversation, because it ain't even worth it. Most of the time, they ain't gonna try to hear it too much when everybody's chilling around each other just sober. They wasn't trying to hear too much of that. But I really would, subconsciously, because consciously I'm like, you can't put this on them. You can't put this on them. You can't put these expectations on them. But subconsciously, I really would like them to just make me feel welcome, make me feel missed. Just help me, like, at least for this week that I'm gonna be there, just help me feel like I got a place. Because that's been like my ace in the hole going through all of this. It's just this feeling of like, okay, if everything falls apart down here, if everything crashes, everything falls apart while I'm down here, at least I have my family I can call back, I can call to. At least I have them. Right? You know, one of those. At least I have my family. And this trip, it's kind of gonna be like a, you know, like a do I? And I'm not trying to question them to be, you know, ungrateful or anything, but it's just one of them things. Like, I did move down here for a reason. I tend to forget that sometimes. Like, bro, you moved down here for a reason. You took the first opportunity to get out of your city and get away from those people. No offense. You did that for a reason. That was not just something you just did for no reason. There was a reason behind that. And I'm scared that I'm going to go back there all emotionally raw, just all emotionally messed up. Just to then be reminded why I left in the first place. Then get that. To go back there and then get that. Oh. That's what happened. Like one of those. That's why I left. That's why I wanted to leave. I'm so scared of that. I'm so scared that that's going to happen to me. And I would be so messed up from that, because that's been like my ace in the hole as far as if anything bad goes down here. I know I'll be fine because my family's got me and all this stuff. I know I'll be fine. If worst case scenario, I'll just go back home and start over and blah blah blah. I know they got me. And the whole time I could go back there to just nothing but criticism and pointing the finger at me and being like, you're weird, and you being weird, and Texas, made you more weird or something like that. It could happen. It's realistic. That could happen. And that's not me putting them down. That's just me reflecting on my childhood. But I got to go there with an open mind and not put too much weight on it, because then I could end up looking for things to discredit them. So I got to, not put too much weight on it either. I got to be on top of that. I understand. Hey. I just feel like, man, I just feel like, just nervous. But I'm gonna just try to keep an open mind and just be fluid with it, so to speak. Just let it happen. Whatever happens, let it happen. So yeah, that's been my update. It hasn't been too much going on that's been different. That's why I didn't really feel the need to make a lot of videos. It just takes the life out of you, man, dealing with some of this stuff. It just drains you. It just drains you. I'm so tired. But I'll probably get back to making more consistent videos. So I'll try to do that. And because there's more specific topics that I want to talk about regarding the economy and the social structure of life and what we got going on. I just felt like I couldn't post any of those videos. Some of the ones I already have recorded, some of the ones I want to record, until I at least made an update video, like what's going on. Hate to say it, a lot of more of the same. But what else is new here, right? What is new here, right? So with that being said, you guys, I'm happy. Thank y'all for listening and sitting and spending this little bit of time with me. If you did, suppose I should say, like, comment, subscribe. And I'll see y'all in the next one. Thank you, guys. Out.